Hello to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. Today I will be reviewing Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 8, entitled Outside the Walls of Orvud District. Here we finally see Rod Reiss, Titan, finalize his form, as well as Eren, Historia, and the Levi Squad, figuring out what has to be done to secure the populace, restore the royal bloodline, rulership, and stop Rod Reiss from advancing towards the walls. And without further ado, let's go. My first thoughts of this episode were, so Rod Reiss, you idiot. Now everyone's going to die because you're silly, laser vision focus on your family's tradition. Has to basically destroy everything. So how's the Levi Squad going to get out of this? And what about Kenny's squad? What's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to everybody as they deal with this bizarre Titan inside this for the Titan, this tiny cramped space? These were all the questions going through my head at the very beginning of the episode. So thankfully everything came out okay. Even Hanji looks like she's going to recover from her injury. So let's go ahead. Now, as far as the plot, in this episode, we begin right after Rod Reiss drinks from the Titan serum that pooled on the floor after Historia. Through the syringe on the ground, he transforms into this gargantuan Titan that's bigger and slower than even the colossal Titan. Now, while his Titan is finalizing its form, Historia continues to try and free Eren from his constraints. She unlocks a few more of the, locks or whatever, before being blown away by the wind created by Rod Reiss' Titan form. But the Levi Squad comes in and arrives just in the nick of time, and they help Historia free Eren. It's at this point that Rod Reiss, people had named it the Turkey Titan. I'm not sure exactly why they called it that, but whatever. And yeah, it's nicknamed that by a lot of Attack on Titan fans. This Titan form, this bizarre, gigantic, humongous Titan form, is blocking their only exit and is destroying everything around him as he gets bigger and bigger and eventually exits the gigantic crystal cave system. At this rate, they're all either going to be trapped inside there or they're going to be crushed to death. During this, Eren sinks down and starts sulking, thinking about the fact that he feels useless. It feels like he can't help anyone anymore. There's a little bit of a pep talk from Levi, and then Eren finally gathers enough conviction to bite into a bottle of what looks like Titan serum labeled armor. He then transforms into his Titan form, but this time, his Titan form crystallizes and forms a partial dome-like structure that protects everyone from being crushed. Eren saves the day, although Kenny, Ackerman, his squad, it looks like they're all dead. So eventually they all get out and begin pursuing the so-called Turkey Titan. Soon they pass it and decide to go directly towards the walls. On the way there, they come up with a plan to bring Historia to power. She must now become the queen in order to restore peace and some level of stability to the wall's inhabitants. They also speak on what to do with the Rod Reiss Titan. And ultimately, they have no choice but to kill him. That's like the only choice they have. When they reach inside Walsina, they finalize their plans on what to do when the quote-unquote Turkey Titan, Rod Reiss, arrives. Interesting things I noticed. A lot of odd, interesting things in this episode. I wonder if anybody else caught them. 1. If Eren now has the founding Titan in him, if I got that correct, did he already have the ability to crystallize or harden long before he bit into that bottle with armor on it, or am I mistaken? 2. Eren cracked the Titan serum into his mouth, yet his Titan remained normal sized and normal behaving, unlike Rod Reiss Titan. So can somebody explain why what Rod Reiss did made him so gigantic, but when Eren bit into that bottle, it didn't change his size or his behavior at all in his Titan form? That still kind of confuses me. Number 3, Eren has strong teeth apparently. So he was able to break into a glass bottle, but didn't break his teeth or cut his mouth. Now, obviously, they would have healed when he transformed, but it still seems like there should have been minor damage there. But I don't know. I thought that was slightly funny. Number 4. Sorry, I'm kind of sleepy. Is Eren new crystallizing ability, is it similar to what Annie Leonhardt's crystallizing ability is? Or is it something different altogether? Number 5. How did the swords cut through Eren's hardened form? Right when they pulled him out, they're using the swords to cut the nape of the neck to pull him out of his hardened titan form. Yet those same swords couldn't pierce Annie's crystal coffin thingy. So that's another thing I find kind of confusing. So does that mean that the crystals that Eren makes are somehow weaker or more fragile than the ones that Annie makes? Hopefully somebody can answer that. And number 6. Finally. How did Hanji survive a shoulder injury that technically should have ripped her shoulder out completely? Should have been way more damage, but maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. Now, as far as the animation quality, the animation goes, as far as I'm concerned, is another 9.5 out of 10. The scenes that were kind of off to me were the ones where Eren was crystallizing, right when Rod Reiss's Titan was growing in size. Certain parts of the animation seemed a little wonky, I guess, just only very little. So nothing, not a big deal ultimately. The best about the episode was seeing how Levi Squad worked together to get out of the situation. Worst about the episode, to me, it got kind of irritating how Eren was whining just a little bit too much. Although I can totally see why he felt the way he did. Considering what went on in the previous episode, the revelations, what he was exposed to, what he finally learned about his father and his powers. Again, his behavior was understandable, but it still felt a little bit overdone from time to time with the way he was crying and carrying on. But I don't know, just felt like it dragged on a little bit too much, but maybe that was just me. As far as my favorite scene, this time it wasn't really a specific scene, but the entire sequence of Rod Reiss transforming was pretty well done in my opinion. As far as a 1 to 10 score, I give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. I take a half point off for that slight wonkiness in both Eren's crystallization and Rod Reiss's finalizing inside the chamber. Just with a few, maybe not even a minute, maybe like 30 seconds just felt a little bit odd to me, the way it was animated, but other than that, everything else was just fine. As far as the overall summary, I was very satisfied with this episode for a few reasons. We see Historia really grow into being her own person here instead of constantly trying to placate or serve somebody else, which is a good growth for her character arc. We see a situation in which Eren may change forever in terms of his behavior, his attitude towards life, based off of these new revelations about his father and the origins of his own powers. We see the kingdom become more I hope it becomes more honest, and looks like the going back to the royalty is going to be more direct and more honest with the people, unlike what her father was. So hopefully that's a new beginning for the royalty, the royal family, and the kingdom and the walls in general. And we hopefully get to see what the scouts will do in the next episode when they deal with the Rod Reiss Turkey Titan. Also, a little bit of an update. As far as Season 3 goes, it does look like Season 3 of Attack on Titan will be cut in half. We're going to get the first 12 episodes ending in 2018, and the second half of Season 3 is going to be in 2019, sometime in the spring, I believe, of 2019. Or at least that's what it looks like. So we're all going to have to be a bit patient again, but that's fine by me. As long as the quality stays pretty high, then I'm all in. Attack on Titan all the way. And that's all for now. Please like, subscribe, share, and donate to support this channel and its content. You all have a nice day. I'm out. Peace.